Good afternoon and welcome back. This is US Home Talk. We are live every Wednesday at noon and on demand at ushometalk.com or everywhere you find your podcast. We are your hosts, Marcus Walgrave with South Dakota Home Team, powered by Hague Realtors, and Mike Overson with Luminate Home Loans. We'll be taking all of your questions during today's show. Anything and everything real estate. Our call-in number is 612-234-7585. Again, 612-234-7585. Or leave us a message in the comments section on Facebook. We'll also be answering any questions that we may have received earlier in the week via email and or through our real estate hotline throughout the week. We're going to have a great show today. How's it going, Mike?
Good. Going real well there, Marcus. How you doing?
Doing well. Can't complain. It's pretty beautiful down here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So weather's nice. Definitely hasn't been feeling very July, but no complaints.
We are
seeing some scorchers in other parts of the U.S. and kind of makes me feel very happy to be where I'm at.
Yeah, I was just going to say, compared to the Southwest, I mean, we got it easy this summer. I mean, I saw a news clip a couple days ago where they might hit 130 down there. I don't know if they did hit 130, but yeah. Yeah, we haven't even hit. I mean, we barely are hitting mid 80s up here for the last 2 weeks. I mean, we've had it real easy.
Yeah, really easy, right? I mean, we had some 70s and nice little breezes. I think it's like low 50s for lows. And there's a couple of those days where, there's a little rain going on. And my wife and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, fall? And this kind of feels like fall, right?
Right.
So, no complaints by any means.
No, we could still use some rain though.
Yeah.
We're down for sure.
Yep. I saw local news here in Sioux Falls. A storm front pushed through central South Dakota, kind of went through the Fort Pierre area, and a guy was holding the hail, and it was the full size of his hand. So I don't know if he was just a small man or if it was a very large. I mean, it looked like it was a softball size hail. I mean, it covered his whole hand all the way up to the his fingertips. There's a massive hail ball. It's like, oof, that stuff we definitely do not need. I mean, but rain will take, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I had a hail claim come in last week that was hail that size. Completely destroyed one of my clients' cars.
Wow.
Hit the client's car.
Windshield completely smashed, like someone hit it with a baseball bat several times, thence all over the top side of the vehicle.
And that's definitely kind of crazy. And I mean, obviously, when you talk about that happening to a vehicle and if you get, and Evan, I'm sure you guys have, more of the facts or stats towards this, but I mean, it seems like, you get into that nickel to quarter size hail in terms of residential, and you can start getting some very, very, very minor, damage, whether it's just kind of denting of gutters or downspouts or vent caps or whatever. But, when you start getting into that golf ball stuff, then you're talking, you might have some siding damage or some shingles damage and a more extensive storm. And
yeah, it's the most common payout here in the upper Midwest is wind hail claims. So they go hand in glove. Yep. I mean, they're under the same category because you can't really separate them. Big hail events are also always big wind events. So
yeah. Evan, so if that client owned a home as well, so if that happens to their car, what are the chances that there's not a claim coming on their house right behind it? It's got to be zero, right?
Near zero. There's always a chance because it depends on the construction and all that stuff. In this case, the client was actually on a camping trip, so they were 2.5 hours away from home.
Okay.
Which is a pain because now their vehicle is damaged in a place far away from home. But on the plus side, the storm didn't hit their home. So, yeah, exactly. But yeah, those sorts of events. I mean, May of last year, we had a big storm roll through here in the Twin Cities, and I got my roof replaced, and several of my clients got their roof replaced from it. And that's pretty much the norm here in Minnesota and much of the upper Midwest is that a large hailstorm with a lot of wind will roll through, and 20% of homeowners in the region will be replacing their roof from that storm. And then you just do that every 2 years, and your 25-year roof lasts about 10.
Well, you were kind of talking about that last week, Evan, in terms of like, there's some chatter going on out there about maybe we just need to change this whole everybody wanting to use asphalt type of shingles and going towards, going forward with more of a steel or tile or whatever the other options are that can, at least handle wind, hail better.
Yeah, I think that is where the long-term trend is going to be, is to either mandate that through policy language or statute, or both. And that'll be a shift that happens over time. It's just the issue is it doesn't really matter what your architectural shingles are rated as far as like hail resistance and stuff. As they get more brittle over time, it seems like nobody can really make anything that lasts more than about 10 to 15 years before it's just one storm away from needing to be replaced, even if it's warranted for 25 or 30 or whatever. And the issue is that warranty will be honored by the manufacturer. However, if you're not the person that had that put on your house, right? Many of us are moving from house to house more often than that storm comes. And as soon as you move out and the other person buys the house, tracking down that warranty and putting it together becomes basically impossible. Oh yeah, we had the roof replaced 8 years ago. Here are the keys. Good luck chasing down that warranty. So, because the manufacturers aren't paying for it, the insurance companies are, and that's not a workable solution in the long term as these replacements get more and more common.
Well, there's always that kind of that value too, as a realtor, and if I'm representing a buyer and that listing is talking about, hey, this is a single owner, it kind of gives that buyer a little bit more excitement about saying, hey, well, at least we know we're only once removed from, the original owner, and if we do have questions or, maybe those homeowners were really good about submitting their extended warranties and things of that nature, and I definitely see that as a buyer's realtor. When I'm representing buyers, that buyers get a little bit more excited when it's a single owner type of sale.
Absolutely.
Kind of a great segue into like today's specific topic, and we're talking about home warranty plans. Do not get this mistaken with an insurance plan. It's definitely a different topic that we're talking here, and kind of in a nutshell, I'm licensed in South Dakota. I'm also licensed in Minnesota, and this is an item that is addressed on South Dakota, we refer to as a purchase contract, Minnesota purchase agreement, but a home warranty plan. I always get that question when I'm doing any kind of like introductory meetings or having a sit down and going over with a buyer in terms of a buyer guide. But this is a product as well for sellers too. When I'm sitting down with a prospecting seller and talking about listings and strategy, and just to kind of give everybody a general understanding of a home warranty. It's a product that you can purchase that, I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but I mean, I've always described it as like an extended warranty, right? If you're buying an appliance at a big box store, we can all relate to this. You get to the cashier, you know how much it's going to cost. They dial it in and they say, hey, what do you think about an extended warranty, for the next 3 years for an extra $15? And we all kind of sit there and we kind of, you feel the pressure. You got people behind you. You weren't expecting to be talking about extended warranties. So it is something that I always like to address with buyers and sellers, just to inform them of it. Like I said, Mike, this as well, as being a mortgage broker, seeing the purchase agreements come across your table, it's an item that's talked about, and people can be informed of it out of the gates. Then they don't feel like you have that customer behind you waiting to get in there and say, okay, well, what kind of extended warranty is this? but in a nutshell, it's something that is going to allow a new homeowner, buyer, and it's going to give them an opportunity to get warranty coverage on a lot of their major appliances. I think that's why most people inquire about it or purchase it. Every company probably offers something a little bit different. I know there's a couple of companies in the Sioux Falls market that services the tri-state area, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota. And, they do the major appliances like what you see in the kitchen, the big ticket items too, and which we're referring to as furnace and air conditioning, but then also plumbing that is within the structure and electrical that's within the structure, nothing that's exterior, with the exception of maybe that AC unit. And it's just for a period of time. I mean, there's a company that in my market that offers like a 14-month plan. And it's always interesting. My clients always ask me and say, okay, well, what would you do? It's like, oh man, talk about a tough question. You'll hear people, purchase these home warranty plans, and they can be anywhere between, $450 to $650, depending on the extent of the warranty. Are we adding features to it? Like, are we going to add a water heater warranty? Are we adding, sump pump coverage warranty, things of those nature? So the more you add on, obviously, the more expensive it gets. But I've sat down with many of the sales reps for these products, and they kind of give the example of, okay, this whole basic home warranty that's going to cover, heating units, cooling units, air exchangers, ductwork, garbage disposals, refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, and they kind of go through their list of 20 major appliances, and then they just say, hey, for $500, if your refrigerator goes out, and this is, you got to read the fine print, right? I mean, as with any kind of warranty out there, most of them reserve the opportunity to try to fix it at no cost to the home warranty plan holder. And in the event that they are unable to fix it, then they'll replace that appliance for a replacement fee, which is, usually somewhere in like that $75 to $125. So the example that they give is simply like, hey, if you're a new home buyer, maybe a first-time home buyer, and you're just not real familiar with the financial burden of homeownership, because there is some. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. If you do have a refrigerator that goes out, even like a basic one, I mean, you're talking a little over $1,000, right? And so the home warranty sales rep, that's kind of their sales pitch, is like, hey, if you have this home warranty, if we can't fix it, well, for an additional $100, we're going to come there, take out the one that doesn't work, and then you're going to replace it with a like unit. And with that one incident where the refrigerator goes out, well, you're doing well, right? You got $600 into it, and you maybe walked away with $1,000 refrigerator. Mike, I mean, I know the clients that you serve. I mean, anywhere between first-time home buyers to forever dream home buyers, and you start looking at some of those appliances, right? I mean, there's some refrigerators that sell for quite a bit more than $1,000.
Yeah.
And so you kind of look at those and say, well, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. But then it's kind of the kicker. It's like, if you do have it, you almost, you kind of deep down inside think to yourself, okay, well, I kind of need something bad to happen for this to pay off. It's kind of like, right. I need that refrigerator to go out for this to have been a good investment, kind of an idea. So it's kind of an interesting conversation when home warranties get brought up.
Right. And I always talk to my clients, if they ask me, typically they're asking the real estate agents, but if the home warranty conversation comes to me at all and they get my opinion, it's one of those things where I look at, so I can see their financial situation. Once they close on this house, do they have any sort of reserves left over? Are they using almost every single dime that they got to be able to close on this house, crossing their fingers that no big ticket item comes up within the first few months after closing so they can save some money along the way? Or or do they have the ability to sustain a blow? So if you get into this house that you just bought and the refrigerator goes down and you don't have a home warranty plan on there, and you got to go spend $2,500 on a fridge or $2,000 on a fridge, can they sustain that? Can they sustain that blow and be fine? So, it's just like, it's kind of just like anything else, right? I don't like paying for insurance. I just don't. Sorry, Evan. Probably not the first time you've heard that.
Nobody likes paying for anything. I mean,
right?
Let's be real here. I don't get excited to pay for even my lunch.
Right. But it's one of those things where it's like, as soon as you don't buy the home warranty or get the home warranty, Murphy's Law is going to say in 3 weeks after closing, something's going to go wrong. And now you wish you would have bought it. But as soon as you purchase the home warranty, right, nothing's going to come up and nothing's going to happen and you're not going to use it. So,
and this is something that's key, and I want to hone in on, and maybe the thing that people don't understand. I know that before I became an insurance agent, I would hear ads for home warranties on the radio and on TV, and I'd be like, "But I have insurance." Well, insurance and a home warranty are not the same thing. Home warranty is your appliance is making noise, right? Your refrigerator has been howling because the fan in its compressor is like messed up, right? Still kind of works, but it doesn't work right. If you call your insurance company about that, they'll go, "That's great, man. Good luck."
Yeah,
that's not right, exactly. It's not an insurance issue. Insurance is sudden and accidental, something that's traceable to an event, right? If a tree hits your house and crushes your kitchen and smashes your dishwasher, the insurance company will absolutely buy you a new dishwasher. If your dishwasher, you turn it on and it just doesn't work anymore, the insurance company probably isn't buying you a dishwasher. Unless it's something that's widespread throughout your home. There was you have equipment breakdown coverage, which covers things like electrical surges. And it just so happens that your DVD player, your VCR, your Blu-ray player, your TV, your appliances, everything doesn't work anymore. Now the insurance company gets involved. But if it's not something like that, sudden accidental damage, sorry, man, we do insurance. We don't do warranty stuff. And so that's where the home warranty really shines, is that it's that, my air conditioning doesn't seem to be working as well this summer as it did last summer. Maybe I should have someone out to see if there's something wrong. That's where home warranty comes into play.
Yep. And just to kind of give everybody the heads up too, to get these home warranties to cover all the other items in your home, either a buyer is going to have to submit a third-party property inspection report. So then these companies know that, hey, this air conditioner was working prior to this individual purchasing the home warranty plan. So then, because it was working and now it is not working, they're going to cover it. So again, I mean, you have to definitely understand, the what they will and what they will not cover. I think one thing that's interesting too, Mike, you kind of brought up the point of, Murphy's Law, right? You purchase it, it covers 14 months, no problems happen, and either it goes bad on the 15th month, or you didn't purchase it at all in the first month you moved in, something goes bad on it. I've always kind of told people with a home warranty, because it's just, I've never had any luck with extended warranties, right? And that's just been my, call it maybe good luck, bad luck. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe the situation, but I do tell people, I say, okay, well, if this is something that you feel confident in purchasing, it is wise to renew it. And you are given that option, right? So then it's like, okay, well, if you bought a plan that lasts 14 months and you're coming up on those 14 months, well, buy another plan for 14 months. Now you're out to 24 and 42 and et cetera. And so, if you're buying yourself more time and you've bought a pre-existing home, well, then you're increasing your chances of where your home warranty does pay off, and to where something is going to break that can't be fixed, and then it'll be replaced for that $100 replacement fee. So, but Evan, I mean, to your point exactly, I think it can be a really good product for that first time home buyer who's purchasing a pre-existing home. Mike, again, you've had a chance to sit down and see their financials. That is kind of confidential information between yourself and the client. Myself as a realtor, we don't have access to their financials unless they've, instructed their mortgage banker to, hey, make sure you're sharing everything to my realtor, which, doesn't always happen. Sometimes it happens, and you can kind of help guide these individuals saying, hey, okay, well, you being a first-time home buyer, did you know that dishwashers are now running at $800 entry level? So if you're not sitting on it because you used all your money on your down payment, well, this could be a smart move. Mike, we've talked about this before the show started. Prior to the tight inventory, this was kind of a nice little thing that a buyer might be able to negotiate into a purchase contract. And see if they can get the seller to pay for it. So that was an option. And it still may be an option. Good conversation to have with your realtor. Like, hey, is this is this going to be a very competitive house where we're going to have to put this, bulletproof offer forward, or do we have some room to work with?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you look at, if you're buying a home that was built just 2 years ago. So let's say, buyer number one built it, new construction, bought it, and now they got to relocate for a job, and the house is only 2 years old, which means that the appliances, the furnace, the air conditioner, they're all only 2 years old. When you're buyer number two coming in and buy that house, do you get a home warranty? Stuff's only 2 years old. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
probably not. You'll probably pass on something like that. Now you're a different buyer, right? Now you're buying a 25-year-old home that has the original furnace, the original air conditioner, probably has a different fridge in it at this point. Most fridges aren't lasting 25 years. So, but now let's say that fridge was replaced 12 years ago, right? So now it's a different scenario. Now it's like, okay, what are the chances that this 25-year-old furnace and this 25-year-old air conditioner go down on me in the next 1 to 2 years? Probably pretty good.
It is pretty good, right?
Then it's a safe play. Buy that home warranty, right? You can start with 12 months if you want to. You can buy a 24-month. You can buy a 36-month. You can extend that out. But me as a buyer buying a 25-year-old home where my home inspector said, look, that's the original furnace. That's the original air conditioner. Good luck. Those things could go out at any point. I mean, at that case, I'm buying a home warranty all day long. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no brainer. And again, I mean, that might be something too, where if you're working with your realtor and this wasn't like a multiple offer bidding war kind of a situation, there is some strategy. If you're like, I'd love to buy it, but I was kind of hoping to sit on that extra $600 to keep it in my reserve pile. So there's still options out there. I mean, don't feel like, buyers are 100% having to purchase this. We still may be able to work out a deal with the seller, if your realtor knows the market.
Yeah. Here's a great play. So you make an offer with no home warranty being included in the deal, meaning that your offer to the seller does not ask the seller to pay for a home warranty for you, but you have a home inspection, right? So you have a home inspection contingency. You get your home inspection done. And let's just say a few minor items pop up on that. Those items, maybe to fix those items are, $500 to $750 to fix those items. Maybe go back to the seller and say, look, we found these items that came up on the inspection. You know what? We'll take care of those items on our own. Now we just want you, Mr. Seller, just to buy us a home warranty and pay for a home warranty. At that point, seller's paying $500 to $600 for a home warranty for that buyer. Buyer's going to make those repairs themselves because it was just, cosmetic stuff, light fixtures here, there, just weird, little stuff. But it'd be a great way to potentially negotiate, for the seller to pay for a home warranty for you in exchange for you taking care of the inspection items that showed up.
Yeah, and it's a great strategic approach to it as well, and I think it's fair to say a lot of sellers, vast majority of them, they want their buyers to get into their home and not have any of these big ticket items or medium sized items fall in their lap in the first couple of years. I mean, I think everybody would like to know that their buyer got in there and they had no issues for the first 10 years of home ownership.
Right.
I think it makes everybody feel good about the sale and the transaction and the home, right? It's not just a house, it's a home for a lot of people. And there are some sellers out there too, where you can get a 6-month free listing coverage. And the reason why these home warranty companies do that is, in a sense, it gets their foot in the door. It gets the conversation started. A seller wants to get their house on the market and sell it. Homes are, getting from when they get listed to the closing table, a vast majority of them are closing less than 90 days, 3 months. So you can, as a seller, that can be a nice little marketing pitch saying, hey, yes, the home is vacant, but it has a home warranty listing coverage right now on it. So you don't have to worry about, everything was working before we moved out. I know we haven't been there for 2 months. You're not moving in for another month, but don't worry, because a lot of these items are covered. So it can be used for a lot of buyers, sellers, and simply homeowners as well. So if you guys have more questions about home warranties, don't hesitate to ask your realtor, ask your mortgage banker to see if you get some more information. Maybe it's simply a recommendation or referral to a local company that offers that product, and just become more educated on that type of product that they're selling. So, and again, I think equally, I'm glad, Evan, you were able to bring your insight of insurance on it too. I mean, that's something to where just make sure that you do understand the difference between your home warranty coverage and what that is covering and what your insurance covers, especially the first time home buyers. A lot of the times that, that homeowner insurance policy, you have to have it if you have a home loan. But then other than that, that's really the only questions you're asking. Like, okay, I have to have it. Well, how much is it going to cost? Okay, it sounds good. Sign me up.
Right.
And so, don't hesitate just to ask the professionals that are on your team to get the right kind of information. So it's always an interesting topic, that extended warranty.
Evan, there's a question that comes up that I get from consumers is, if I have a home warranty, do I get a discount on my homeowner's insurance?
No discounts. No, what it is
answer,
yeah. So the reason that there's no discount for stuff like this is because they cover different things. Where the home warranty ends, that's roughly where insurance begins, right? You're not extending out your home insurance coverage, and just like anything with home insurance, if you add coverage for something, you have to pay for it. So like I was talking about before, like you're worried about electrical surges for your appliances. It's something that a home warranty might not cover because it might be more widespread than just the couple of devices that a home warranty is going to be on. I want to cover my laptops and stuff. You get an endorsement on your homeowner's insurance called equipment breakdown. And that basically is for stuff that ordinarily wouldn't quite be an insurance event, but like you just want to stretch the definition a little bit and cover your laptops and stuff for power surges and so on. You get this endorsement. It costs probably about $30-$40 a year. And will you use it? Probably not, but that's why it's cheap enough that it's worth putting on there. And the time that it comes up, you'll be really, really happy that you did listen to your insurance agent that said, yeah, I'm just going to throw this on there. It's an extra $23 a year for you. And in the situation that it comes up, it's going to be a $20,000 claim because all your stuff will be fried, and you'll be really, really happy. And most clients listen, and sometimes they don't, and you never know when that's going to come back to bite you. So you don't get a discount for buying third-party products on insurance, though. That's basically what it boils down to.
It's important to reach out to your insurance agent like Evan and ask for those additional endorsements. Maybe it does make sense to just get those endorsements and then pass on the home warranty. So, you as a consumer, you have your due diligence, right? You need to do your homework. You need to ask questions. It is your responsibility. You need to kind of own it. So, don't hesitate to ask everybody involved, whether it's your mortgage banker, Mike, your insurance agent, Evan, or your realtor, being myself. And, we're here to help. If we don't have the answers, we're going to help you find them. So.
And I know I can speak for all of us here. We're happy to answer questions, even for people who don't end up becoming our clients. One of the ways that we establish trust and rapport and gain clients is by being knowledgeable and available. And sometimes I'm going through the numbers and stuff, and it doesn't make some sense for someone to switch over to us. But I answer more questions than they've ever knew that they had about insurance, and I'm sure that you two can speak to the same sorts of experiences. where people end up going, you know what, actually my house sold for more than I thought. I don't actually need a mortgage, but I appreciate you answering all these questions, Mike. Or, same thing, I thought I needed a realtor, but then my parents decided that they're going to sell me their house, and I can just jump through this process using the one realtor. And thank you for your time, Marcus. And, that sucks for us. We obviously want the business, but the thing that we really provide is the knowledge and answers, and we're here for it. So,
yeah, service providers, and that's something to where never hesitate to reach out. I mean, same thing with Mike. When you got somebody who says, I'm interested in being a first-time home buyer, or I'm interested in getting into investment properties. Not this year, maybe next year or the year after that. You definitely want to start your conversations today. Don't hesitate. We're here for your business, but we're also here just to provide information too.
Yeah, I don't know how many times that each month that I get someone running by, it's like, hey, so we're using Hope It Closes Mortgage. They're an online deal, and I can't really get a hold of someone over there, but I don't know what this sheet means. It's like, can you look at this sheet and tell me what it means? And so obviously I can pick mortgage documents apart very quickly on my end. And so even though I'm not doing the loan, I for sure will review it and just say, okay, this is what it's saying. This is what it means. Like that looks correct to me, or I'll be like, that doesn't look correct to me at all. You know what I mean? It's like, because each state has its different quirks and stuff. Minnesota is different than South Dakota. So if you're using an online lender where that loan officer is sitting in Arizona doing a loan in Minnesota, a lot of times those loan officers have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to the Minnesota stuff, the Minnesota specific stuff. So, so to your point, there's countless times that I can to go back and say, okay, yeah, I'm not doing a loan on this one, but I spent 20 minutes with that client, picking the stuff apart so they actually were comfortable closing, knowing that the stuff was correct.
We're here to help. And as our show comes to an end today, we want to thank you all for taking your time to tune in live and to support US Home Talk. As always, you can find today's show and all of our past shows on our website, ushometalk.com, or wherever you find your podcast. This is Marcus Walgrave, Mike Overson, Evan Little. We hope you guys have a blessed week.